love affair with cars, and I think it's because of the freedom that we have to just drive for days if necessary and see the country. I feel like today cars are just appliances to get someone from point A to point B. But there are still some cars like this car that I'm driving right now. Man, it's fun to drive, and when you get out in it, it's just you have a blast no matter what you're doing. This is a 2009 Mini Cooper Base. I got this car for free. It'd been in an accident. It needed some motor work to it, and it's like having a go-kart on the road. So this is the non-turbo version, so it doesn't have quite the power of some of the other ones, which is probably a good thing because I'd get in big trouble. But man, it just goes around corners like it's on rails, and I still have stock tires on it. You know, this is a bit of an older model. When I got this, it needed a bunch of work. I had to put a new door on it. I had the engine apart. I put timing chain on it. A bunch of other parts. But it's a labor of love. And that's one of the things about cars. It's just so much fun that non-car people don't understand is, yes, this car is probably not the most reliable car. It certainly isn't the most practical. I can fit 2 of my kids in the back. I don't think any adult would want to sit back there, but I love driving this car, and I don't mind fixing it when it needs fixed because it's so much fun to drive. And I think like the young generation that's coming up is kind of losing this, the love of cars and working on cars. And I mean, people can't even change tires anymore, unfortunately. But I feel like it's something we should, you know, if you're into adventure, you know, something we need to get back into, because that's part of the adventure, you know, having fun in a car, or going out in an old beat up classic that you have to stop and work on in the middle of your trip. You may not enjoy it at the time, but it's still part of the adventure, like the guys on the Roadkill show with Motor Trend. They go out and they'll pick up a car that doesn't run, they'll get it running, and just drive across the country somewhere, a classic. Or like growing up, working on your cars with your dad. I mean, we worked on pickup trucks, and Dad had a dump truck that we worked on when I was a kid, and a lot of my time was spent working on that stuff with him. And I feel like that's something that we're missing today, and I can't wait until my boys get big enough to help me, you know, tear this car apart and maybe put a race engine in it or something, install some bigger brakes. You know, just a lot of life in America for a long time has been centered around cars. You know, car meets and car shows, and I don't know, I'm a little passionate about cars, if you can't tell. But you know, I have this car, and then I have a pickup truck that I use kind of for my overlanding, which we'll do some videos on. And man, you know, having the right vehicle for what you're wanting to do makes a big difference, because you can have a whole lot more fun if you're in the right car. You want to go overlanding, you need a truck, some tires on it, throw a cap on the back, and you can just load up your stuff. If you've got a rooftop tent, you just take off and go camping. And if you keep all of it in there, you're ready to go whenever you leave the house. And that just opens up more opportunity for adventure that, you know, you wouldn't have if you were driving a Chevy Malibu like the one in front of me here. You can't go camping in that very well, and it's probably not as much fun to drive on the road as a Mini Cooper. So there's my passionate rant about cars. Back to regularly scheduled programming.